Hi everybody, and welcome back to Berry Patch Lifestyle. My name is Tracy, and it is my dream to inspire people to stay active for their entire lives for strength, flexibility, mobility, and longevity. And hopefully that's you. For today, we have another beginner yoga practice. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoy it. And I'm just going to let you know that whatever I request or invite you to do today is just that. It's only an invitation, and if it doesn't work for you, don't do it. Little bit of more of a challenge today than the first two videos, so try to stay with me, and if not, that's okay. Just practice. That's what yoga is all about. It's a practice. So we're going to start today just the same way we always do. We're going to ground down into those feet. We're going to start in mountain pose. Shoulders are back and down. Start deep breathing. It always takes a couple of seconds, maybe a couple minutes to arrive on your mat. I'll invite you to let go of whatever you had to do before you got here and whatever it is that's calling you when you leave. You're not here for a long time. Just try to remain present. Really feeling the mat now. Let's focus on the space behind the big toe, behind the baby toe, and at the heel. Feeling that base, we can lift the toes up and spread them apart and then claw them down into the mat. Deepest breath you've taken all day. And we're going to send breath into the chest and down into the belly. You can feel it with your hands. So into the chest, all the way down to the belly, and then follow it back out. One more time. And last one. We'll ground down into that left foot, pick up the right ever so slightly, and we'll just start some ankle rolls. 5 or 6 times to whichever way you've chosen to go first. And now the other way. And little point and flex. Place that foot back on the mat, and we'll start with the left. Some ankle rolls there. Other direction. A little point and flex. And place that foot back on the mat. We're going to move into our knees now. Give the knees a little roll around. Other direction. Kind of move my feet around when I do this. You can also keep them just planted on the floor. Stand up now and try to move that same action into your hips. Other way. I'm going to fold to the front, halfway, to the left, to the back, to the right, and forward, and then let's move it all the way around. To the front, to the side, other way, to the front, and then we're going to go all the way around to the right, and stand all the way up. Press the shoulders back and down, and we'll start rolling them to the back. Send them forward. Let's bring the arms up, and we'll roll them to the back. Small arm circles to start. bit of strengthen, a little bit of lengthen, and now forward. And then let's get bigger. I seem to have a lot of sound effects going on today, cracking and popping. Let's go to the back. You're gonna place your left hand on your heart center, right hand comes forward, we'll swim it all the way back. And we inhale, exhale and twist. Inhale, exhale and twist. Last time. Right hand goes on heart center, left hand forward, and now we go to the back. Inhale and twist. Inhale and twist. Inhale and twist. Come on back. We can give that a little bit of a sway. Come on, that's fun. When's the last time you did that? Okay, hands at the sides or on your hips. We're going to bring the chin forward. Now left ear to left shoulder. Remembering to breathe. Now change your gaze down to the floor. Changes the stretch just a little bit. Back up to center. Drop the chin to the chest. And now right ear to right shoulder. You see my shoulder wants to come up to the ear. We want to press that down and bring the ear to the shoulder. Change your gaze to look down at the floor. Come on back up. Have our hands at our side, shining forward. We're going to roll the chin to the front. Head comes up, and then we'll just roll to the back. Standing in our sturdy, tall mountain pose. Feet are grounded, legs are strong, hands are forward, shoulders back and down, chin is tucked, crown is shining up. Breathe. You might even want to pick your shoulders up now as you inhale. Press them down as you exhale. One more time up. And exhale. Last time. Exhale. Now we're going to take a slight knee bend, and as we bring our arms up and overhead, we'll inhale. We'll drop the left arm and turn to the left wall for our all around the world. Stretching in each direction. Right arm comes up. Inhale, left arm. Exhale, right arm down. Turn to the right wall. All around the world again. Bring that arm up. Inhale your right arm up. And then we're going to spread that out. Spread the fingers. Really, really flex into those shoulders. Bring it down nice and slow. And one more deep breath. Let it all out. We're going to start with a forward fold today. So if you're not already there, come to the top edge of your mat. And we'll take a knee bend, slight knee bend. As we inhale, arms come up and overhead. And then we dive down. Hands landing wherever is best for you. If you would like to reach the mat and you're not quite there, you can bend your knees slightly and just work at straightening them. Hands on the mat, drop your head. Hands on your shins if you like, on your thighs. Breathing here. Now you can take your hands and clasp your opposite elbow. That might send you forward just a little bit more, and then we're going to sway. Drop your hands, bend your knees. We'll bring our arms up and overhead as we inhale and exhale down. We're going to forward fold again and move into our first downward dog. So we're going to bend the knees, arms inhale up and overhead. We're going to dive down, come up to a flat back. Now bend your knees if you need, but have your hands flat on the mat, and we'll step back left and we'll step back right, and we're now in plank. We're going to push the sits bones up to the sky, bring our head between our hands, and send our heels as close to the mat as possible. You can claw your fingertips into your mat. Try and flatten out all your fingers. It's a lot to remember. And then we'll just pedal those feet out. Give your toes a nice stretch. Calves get a stretch as they come down. Remembering to breathe here. This can be one of the places where you forget or you start to hold your breath. So we're going to press the heels as close to the mat as possible, and then we're going to go up on our toes, lift those heels, and exhale down. We're going to bring our knees to the mat now. Feet go flat. Chest comes down, chin comes down, hands are on either side of our chest, and we're going to push that up for an upward facing dog. All the way back down now. Curl the toes under, push up into a plank, and back into downward dog. Now you can walk your feet up to your hands if you like, or you can step up left and step up right. Bend your knees ever so slightly. Inhale up and exhale. So we're going to come to the center of our mats now. For today, we're going to do a little bit of a practice on balancing postures, and we're going to start with tree. So if you watched the fundamentals video, you probably have already seen it, or possibly this isn't your first yoga class, not your first rodeo. Okay, so we're gonna just feel the energy that we created from the movements that we just did, because I'm sure you feel a little bit differently than when you first started. We're gonna take a couple of breaths here. Really feel grounded. It's kind of important for when you're balancing. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now we're going to ground into that left foot. Really feel like you're nice and stable and sturdy, and you can start to pick up your right foot. So I'm just finding a little bit of movement in here, really finding the balance point. And you can take this foot and you can put it just against your heel if you like, and have that toe still on the ground, or you can lift it up and just place it on the side of your calf. We're trying to open the hips here. And then we'll take our hands to heart center. And my favorite part of tree pose is always growing my tree. It's hard to move anything while you're balancing, but just do your best. And if you fall out, just come on back in. Let's bring our hands back to heart center. And with grace, we will place the right foot back onto the mat. Okay, not so bad. Give a little shake. Now we'll start grounding into our right foot. Really feel the earth before you pick up your left. This one should be the same as it was on the other side. So if you're had your toe on the mat, let's do that again. And if you had it beside your calf, let's do that. And then hands to heart center. Grow some branches. Hands back to heart center. And we'll just come on out of that and find our base again, nice and stable. Let's feel sturdy on the ground before we move into the next one. 2 breaths. You can stay right where you are, but I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what this one looks like. Now we're going to start on the left again. So we'll ground into the left foot, really find that nice stable base. And this is going to involve picking up our foot. So this is a challenging beginner posture. So whatever level you get this to today, that's where you're at. Just keep working on it. Yoga is a practice. That's what it's all about. So grounding into that foot, we're going to pick up our right foot. And you can grab it on the outside or the inside. I've practiced yoga in places that do both. And as you push into that hand, your foot is going to start to lift up. And as that happens, you can see my body is starting to lift forward. So we're tilting, going forward, lifted chest. Find a spot on the ground that's not moving. Hopefully like you don't have a pet roaming around or something. And focus on that. And then bring your hand up by your face. And we'll see if we can get 2 breaths. So gently we'll start to lower that knee, lower the foot, and bring it back down to the mat. And you can practice holding that longer and longer. As we go through the videos, the holds will get longer. So this is just our practice for today. This is like where we're going to start. So now we're going to ground down into that right foot. Really find the stable base. Grab your foot the same as you did, the same way you did it on the other side. And then you're going to push into your hand. Body staying forward, upward, but also tilting at the same time. Hand can come beside your face, or in front of it, I guess. And we'll breathe. Come on out of that. Come forward, give a little shake. I know for me that really works my calf muscles, so I want to make sure for the next one that we're in good shape for it. So kind of shake everything out. The next one is still a balancing posture, but you get to keep both feet on the floor. The reason it's a balancing posture is because we just change our center of gravity. You'll see what I mean. So find your stable base again. Really ground into your feet. We're going to take our sits bones and send them back like you're sitting into a chair. And you want to make sure that you can see your toes. So you don't want your knees bending forward. So you want to make sure you can see your toes. Sits bones are back. Your head is looking forward and your arms can come up to shoulder height. And we'll take a couple of breaths and your quads may catch fire. This is a good thing, believe it or not. And if you're up for it, raise your arms so that they're just by your ears. Continuing to look forward ever so slightly. Don't strain your neck to look up. Arms down and stand all the way up. We're gonna do that one more time, the chair pose. Okay, so let's just breathe for a moment. Feel the fire we've started to burn. One more breath. Okay, we're sitting into our chair. Check the toes, can we see them? Gaze is not up but forward. And now the arms come up to shoulder height. Breathe. And then if you like, you can raise your arms. 2 breaths. Arms down and legs come up. You might notice I get the shakes a little bit too, so all my muscles are working. And I hope yours are too. Let's take a couple breaths here. You might feel your heart beating a little faster. I know I do. Now we're going to take our feet a little wider than shoulder width or hip width apart. We're going to breathe our arms up into the sky. And this time, instead of folding, we're going to come straight down in between. If you like, you can come all the way down to your bottom or hover here with me for a couple of breaths. With these arms in between the legs, we don't want any pressure. We're just going to sit up as tall as we can, then breathe. Now take your hands, place them in behind you, and bring your bottom all the way to the floor. Now you're going to sit so that your legs are stretched out on your mat. We're going to do a bit of a forward fold in a different way. We're going to do a seated forward fold. So what I'd like you to do is take your right foot and place it either at your calf or into your thigh. And we'll keep that left foot flexed. We're going to bring our arms up into the sky, and we're going to fold forward. And what I'd like you to remember is to think about going more up and out rather than just down. Okay, so we're going up, inhale, exhale down. Wherever you're landing today, just bend forward. You can drop your head. Breathing. I know that's fun when you're compressing your lungs. From whence we came, all the way back up into the sky, and exhale the arms down. Just going to do it on the other side. So right foot goes forward, left foot comes in. Breathe those arms up and out, and exhale down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale them down. Let's have both feet long now. We're going to do the same thing, just with both of our legs straight. And we'll inhale up, move up and out. Arms come down. Feet are still flexed. You might be up here. It's hard on the backs of your legs. It's a pretty intense stretch. So this is something that you might need to work at a little bit. If you like, you can drop your head now. I'm gonna roll up this time. Now we're gonna move into another forward fold, but we'll come to the center of our mat and have both of your feet outstretched long. You're gonna sit up tall, tuck your chin, and we'll just creep these hands out in front as far as they'll go for you today. Inhale. When you exhale, you might find the ability to fall forward just a little bit more. Maybe the elbows meet the ground. And we'll drop the head. Continuing to breathe. Walk your hands back. Sit up tall, and we're going to just go to either side now. So maybe just have your hand along your left leg and creep it down as far as it will go. You're going to take your right hand and you're going to raise it up into the sky. You can look up to that right hand. Right hand comes down, sit up tall. Now we're going to go the other way. So right hand along that leg, left hand up into the sky. I have a lot more shoulder flexibility on the other side than this side. Everybody's different. Come on back up. And we also all normally have one side that's stronger or more flexible than the other. So let's bring both legs in. We'll clasp our toes, let our knees come to the side. You can flap your wings if that works for you. This is called butterfly. This is why the wing flapping. And now keep them still and just let them fall. Inhale. Exhale, maybe they can fall a little bit more. Make sure your shoulders are down. We'll come to a cross-legged position now. We're going to take an inhale, arms up. Exhale down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale down. Last time, inhale up. Hands can come down to heart center if you like. If that doesn't fit for you, you can have them on your knees. Thank you so much for watching today and for sharing energy with me and whoever else happens to be watching the video. Have a great day, everybody.